morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and I'm just plain living right here.
Good morning, Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And are we living? I guess so.
We're still living. It's always a question from one week to the next.
I know.
You know.
Will we make it?
I just want to commend Mr. Fuller on his suit this
Doesn't
morning.
he look classy?
Thank you very much.
I mean, we're
He
talking
is.
about a class act here.
You still need to be in politics, Fuller.
Oh, me. Surely I know better than that now.
Yeah, well, I still think you'd be a good one.
You certainly know how to dress.
He knows how
You
to
look
do
fine,
it.
too.
Thank you. I've lost a little bit of my caring about it.
You gotta care.
I got a guy out here this morning who's going to be on the show today, David Patton. He'll show us all how you need to be as far as what you
How you need to act.
How you need to act.
Yeah.
What you need to do,
What
and what you need to support.
and what you need to support.
Exactly.
And he's got a big deal coming up this weekend. He is the Jimmy Buffett of Middle Tennessee, right there.
Yeah, I like his shoes today too.
Got shoes, got the
Those
shirt,
are
got it
cool.
all.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Got it all ready to go.
Yeah, David's kind of always been my hero.
Has he?
Yeah, David's always done and said pretty much what David wanted to do. And
Everybody needs
and I
a
admire
hero.
that. I admire that about
and backed
David.
it up, and makes
Absolutely.
and you know made leather jackets. Bought Taylor's Leatherware at one point and made jackets for the football team, the Chicago Police Department.
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur and a fellow that finds a way to make it through, and I respect and appreciate
Absolutely.
folks
By the
like
way,
that.
in case you don't get it, he is going to be on our show today.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Along with Jerry Harris is over there, and y'all
Jerry
getting ready.
Harris has got a big event.
Got-
coming
We're
up.
always glad to see
Yeah.
Jerry
Support.
because ever since the FBI told him he had to shut up about the USDA, you know, it's always questionable whether Jerry will make it to the next week. But that's been about 2 weeks now, and he's still around.
He's still around, so.
He's still around.
Told
So
me they wasn't worried about me.
Said they wasn't worried about him.
I was telling the truth.
He was telling it. That's what they
And the
all
truth
say.
will make you free.
Where's Chief Blackwell over there smiling? It's what they all
what
say.
they all say. Yeah.
I'm innocent. I didn't do that.
I didn't do that, yeah. And the police chief's coming on?
Yeah.
Talk about some good things.
Great things happening. I want to tell everybody out there, I usually don't do this, but I'm going to do it right now. Fran and I went to see a movie this weekend. That's what we did. We had our 40th anniversary this past weekend.
Great.
And we went to see it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really pleased that she hadn't kicked me to the
I
curb
know,
yet.
40 years is a long time.
But we went to see the movie Given.
Was that good?
It was absolutely amazing. The movie was amazing.
Is it still on?
Yes, it's still on, and it is sort of a retell of Brave New World in a way. It's about a world where everything is constant to keep there from being any strife and trouble and all that. And the giver is the person who holds all the memories.
Oh,
And
Interesting.
there's no color.
do you know who directed, produced that?
Jeff Bridges is the giver, and he was the producer of it. And what's her name?
Doesn't matter.
Prada. Devil Wears Prada.
Oh,
Meryl Streep was in it, and it was just an incredible movie. So at the end of it, you don't know whether to be, you feel a little bit of relief, but you also feel remorse. So it's one of those movies that leaves you in a sort of a quandary, but it leaves you filled with all kinds of emotion because of what you've just seen. Very well done. Incredible.
Well, I hope they pay you for that advertising.
Well, it's just good. It was a good flick. So if you
I'd like to
have a
see
little
that,
time,
yeah.
you want to see a good flick,
Now,
The
if
Giver
they
is
do
worth
pay us
seeing.
for that advertising, it'd be highly unusual.
I know.
You know.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm
fine.
glad you
That's
had fun.
Yeah, it was
That's what
fun.
matters.
It was fun. We had a
40
good
years.
weekend. We went to Manchester on Saturday night and went to the Ultimate Oldie Show.
I saw it Friday night.
Peggy
Yeah,
went Friday
it was-
night.
it
That's
was-
the wonders
It was
of
good, yeah.
wonders of Facebook. You know what everybody
know what
did.
everybody's
Really,
doing.
really, I was
Everybody's doing,
very impressed with how they put that show together. They did a great job.
Tremendous energy.
Yeah.
Tremendous energy.
Great job. So that's all this month over at the Max. So if you're on Friday and Saturday night, so you've got a couple more weeks to check that out.
It looks like we have the fire chief.
We got a full
Winston
house here
Brooks.
today,
We've
so
got the whole world
we
sitting
got
out
people
there.
showing up.
I
We
saw
didn't even know
Sandy
we're going to show up.
Hayes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So we'll just, I guess we can talk a little bit more. We can move on. Tennessee won a football game.
Tennessee
The Titans won a football game.
A good weekend.
Vanderbilt got beat to death.
Tullahoma and Shelbyville had a really
That was a good
exciting
game,
game
yeah.
Yeah,
Friday
it's a good
night.
football
Wasn't decided until the last
Just the very
23
last
seconds or something like
seconds.
that. So,
And Tullahoma lost by 4.
yeah.
So it was a lot of good things going
Get your
on.
money's worth.
Yeah. Get your money's worth around here no matter what you do. Small town doings. They always get your money's worth.
That's right.
And I think we had some store openings this weekend and different things going on around town. There's talk of new stores and new industries moving in, and saw a big thing about the cheese plant over in Manchester.
Right.
Now they were having a open house and they're looking for people to employ. So
That's always a good sign.
oh yeah, good things going on. Good
But
things going on.
Above all, I hate it that we lost Joan Rivers. I just wanted to say, rest in peace, Joan.
I wonder how long it'll take her face to decay
Stop it.
with all that
She was
Botox.
gorgeous. I thought she was beautiful. I saw her in Reno. She was hysterical.
Yeah, because most of us would do that too if we could
Yeah.
afford it. We
Yeah,
could
she was a
afford
funny,
Kept
funny
everybody
lady.
laughing.
Yeah.
Funny
Exactly.
lady. They were telling a story about her the other day where she and a friend of hers were walking down and the friend was on crutches and they were in an airport or something and Joan told her, she said, drop your crutches and say I've been healed. And so the woman dropped her crutches and said, it's a miracle.
I've been healed.
And they were laughing. So that's the kind of crazy stuff that she did, which made her a really, really funny lady and a great entertainer.
Yes,
was.
absolutely.
It was. So, with those things said, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Don't you go away. This show's going to be fast, furious, and fun.
Fabulous.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Hi, Grandma. It's Jake. I'm calling to tell you I love you more than anything in the whole wide world, even ice cream. I love you more than spaghetti and meatballs. I love you more than snakes and monkeys and sharks and whales and praying mantises. Bye, Grandma. Love you.
Let it all in with Charter Phone, including unlimited local and long-distance calls.
I'm so glad to be on the set today with Jerry Harris. He is helping us to do a concert at South Jackson Civic Center, which, by the way, will benefit the Civic Center. And these are all songwriters.
Every one of them songwriters, from the Aaron Ratier, which is the kids 6 and under, 7 and under will love this guy. I mean,
He writes just for children, is that right?
Just for children, and he does the family wash in Nashville every other week.
Yeah.
Which they say when he's there, that place is packed. Kids come to I mean, he's outstanding. I've heard him. I even like this children's song.
And so parents are welcome. I
Oh,
know
Lord.
that this is going to be at 4 o'clock on Saturday, the
Right.
13th, and it starts at 4 o'clock. The tickets are only $5 for this segment,
Right.
and that will run about an hour, you
About
think?
an hour, a little over.
About an hour,
So
and
it's,
he does this to entertain the children, and they're always so happy with it.
Oh yeah, he loves it. But he's done more than that. He has written, like one of his songs was #1 on the Texas country charts, done by Whiskey Myers. He also has had songs that have been published by the Vapors, Vespers, that's it, and Davis Angels, Anderson East. And then we have
So he's
Tanner.
written way more than
Lord, yeah.
just
All of
children's
these-
song. He just happens to be doing the 4 o'clock show for children.
For the children. Most of these songwriters that we'll have there have had songs published. Tanner Hillis, Randy Fitchum, which he had a song that was on the country music charts for several weeks at number
good.
4, Jesus Was a Rebel. which I love.
Yeah.
When he performs it, he's just great. And he's had he's won the Songwriters Award up on the mountain.
And this portion starts at 6 o'clock, so there's a different ticket for 6 o'clock.
Right.
The 4 o'clock show is basically for children, anybody that wants to come with them. It'll last about an hour, then at 6 o'clock will be the rest of these songwriters.
Oh yeah, the songwriters will start, and we have Randy Fincham, Tanner Hillis, Mary Fletcher, who is from Texas, and she's a little doll. Now, I mean, she is really good. Vanessa Hill. Vanessa Hill sings from the soul.
Oh, she's sort of the soul singer.
Oh, she is fantastic. She sings that blues, and she's got that voice that just makes you want to listen to what she's singing.
Well, to me, the beauty of this is that they themselves are writers, and they're getting to do their songs, and I think it's an opportunity for us to hear some people that have probably put other people on the charts, but now we get to hear them do their songs.
She had
love
one
that.
that the Bellamy Brothers
Oh, did
recorded.
she?
Oh, yes. And the main attraction is going to be the Flat River Band, which is the Stites family. They toured for years with their mother and father.
And where are they from?
They're from up in East Tennessee. They've been all over the place. They played for Dollywood, the Silver Dollar.
Wow.
A bunch of bluegrass festivals, everything. They sang everything from country, bluegrass, Americana, gospel.
Now,
They're three brothers.
all of their songs are original also.
No cover songs.
No cover songs
Everything
on this show.
that these people sang will be their songs, and they're amazing. I mean, there's Tanner Hillis. He is a piece of work himself. He's only 19 years old.
Have we showed this poster? Okay.
But he is. Tanner is the young man you can see right there. Mary Fletcher from Texas.
She's the
Randy
blonde.
Fincham, good old country boy, and Vanessa Hills from Alabama, and she was actually the mayor of her hometown in Alabama.
Oh, I wonder if she's part of the blues scene in Alabama, right?
Oh man, she can sing the blues. It just makes you
Makes you sit back and want to kiss your mama.
Sit back and listen to her, and you just. It's just amazing the way she
So
sounds.
what I like is we're presenting a wide variety of musical talent, from blues to jazz to country, but it's all written by these people. And there's where you get a ticket, 455-5321, or go online at www.southjackson.org. And the tickets are $15 if you get them ahead of time.
Right. But also remember, none of these artists are going to be paid. Every one of them's coming, donating their time.
We need to talk about that.
They will be selling DVDs and maybe some T-shirts, but come out and support it.
Come out and support them as well as the Civic Center, and it's very kind of you to do this. We really appreciate it. Saturday night, September 13th, 4 o'clock for children, 6 p.m. for anybody. And we'll be back with more of whatever we have on the agenda.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has come up with a new challenge. Purchase a car from one of our 5 locations: Russell Barnett Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma, and we will donate $100 to the ALS Foundation or Parkinson's Foundation. The Parkinson's Foundation is a pie in the face. The ALS Foundation is a Ice Bucket Challenge. Come on down to Russell Barnett Automotive family.
The highest standard of excellence requires dedication and commitment. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of excellence in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our segment we call Police Pointers. We're glad you could join us for this one because our guest today, as always, is Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who always creates a lot of excitement when he's here.
Creates excitement. Huh?
Excitement, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he always talks about exciting stuff.
Well, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
You know, one of the things I want to cover.
You'll remember me, won't you, if I ever get in trouble, right?
I will.
Yeah, okay.
You know, either,
okay.
as you said earlier, I'll come visit with you.
Yeah,
or
okay.
Bring you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, okay. All right, outstanding.
But one of the things that we talked about several sessions ago, bicycle safety. Tullahoma is a big bicycling area. You know, the Highland Rim Bicycle Club and some other, they do a lot of bike rides, and we have a lot of people that actually ride the roads for exercise and enjoyment. And we have to remind people constantly that bicycles do have a right to be on the road just like a car does. And to the bicyclist, you have to obey the same laws as a car does. So, you know, you can't be on the road and neglect the laws.
Now, that means you can't do like you did when you was a kid, and if you're going down this lane and you just all of a sudden want to go across here, that's really not appropriate.
That's not appropriate. You've got to, you're supposed to signal and the same thing as a car, yield to oncoming traffic. And, but one of the big things that drivers of cars seem to forget, or they don't know, is if you're passing a bicyclist, you have to give them at least 3 foot of clearance. And that's a state law. You'll see sometimes cars barely will go around a bicyclist, and you know, and that bicycle doesn't know if you're going to come over, and most times what do you have on the right side? A ditch. Most times you have a ditch. So that bicyclist, the law says you've got to give them 3 foot. So if you're passing them, make sure you stay 3 feet away from them, and that just like a car, you pass sufficient distance before you come back over. And that's one of the things when I talk to bicyclists or bicyclists talk to me, their major complaint is failing to give them the 3 feet that.
Yeah, because I imagine a lot, you know, you're really probably going to need to get in the other lane.
You are.
Bicycle. And a lot of people I notice try to do it.
Just barely get over, and it does say the bicyclist is supposed to get over as much as they can, but again, if there's a ditch on the side, you're not going to want to ride that little white line that separates you between a ditch. So keep that in mind. Give them the 3 feet. It's the law. And we don't want to see someone get hurt. Bicyclists will tell you of having to take to the ditch, you know, or getting sideswiped by a mirror on a car or things. You know, they'll tell you those things.
A mirror on a car, I hadn't thought about that, or a truck. So that's the bicycle part of it. Before you move on, though, we've got a bicycle patrol now.
We do,
which is part of the police department.
We've got 4 officers that are specially trained to ride police mountain bikes. And we send them out about once or twice a week to different parts of town to patrol on their bicycles.
So do they have a special bike for the chief?
I got 4 of them.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
But you know, the bikes are good quality bicycles with the equipment on them, and like most things, you know, we don't want just anyone to get on the bike, because in the police mountain bike program, they teach them things like how to ride and come off the bike at the same time, you know, to go after somebody, how to go up and down stairs, you know, something that I just wouldn't want to say, hey, Jim, today's your day to go ride the bike, and not be trained in that type stuff. So, you know, we limit to those 4 people. And, you know, I think a lot of people have seen them on the Greenway at football games, and we have the 41A coming up, and things of that nature. They're getting used quite often.
I would think there would be a lot of uses for that sort of thing. Okay.
Let's go to that other topic. Last time I was here, we talked about some of the issues that occurred in Ferguson, Missouri, and you know, how officers have a use of force continuum that you know, they
learned a new word last time you were here.
Continuum, yes.
Continuum.
Resistance to force. And we had an incident yesterday that kind of brings that back home, how quickly things transpire. You know, because what we talked last time is, okay, I could do a scenario where I attack you right now, and you got to do something. You got to decide in a matter of a split second, what am I going to do? Well, yesterday we had a call of a man with a gun walking behind one of the local restaurants in this area, real
Right.
close to you.
Yes.
So officers respond to that, trying to find him. And eventually what we found were 5 adults over near the D.W. Wilson Rec Center. They all had airsoft guns, which are guns that look just like real firearms. The only difference is they may have a little orange tip on the end of it.
Right.
And what I want to do is show how quickly that could have turned bad. You know, these guys were going to go into the woods and play airsoft war, you know, kind of like a paintball war.
Right.
But what they were doing was carrying those things out in the open, going down the greenway. So raised a lot of alarm. And what we talked about before is how an innocent situation, if they had turned and faced a police officer or a private citizen that that has a handgun carry permit, and were to point that pistol, that replica, that toy, at somebody, it could have been a deadly situation.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the same scenario that the police officer is going to face. He's got a few seconds to make up his mind how he's going to respond.
I don't even
to
know
that.
if I'd say a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's got to be almost instantaneous.
Right.
And you know, none of us would like to see someone get injured or hurt because they had a toy gun. But as we talked last time we were together, the police officers needs to make sure they go home to their family at night. And if you are presented with that perceived threat, you're expected, as we just said, to make an instantaneous decision of what am I going to do.
You mentioned something kind of interesting. You said there was some kind of marking on this airsoft gun.
Generally, those type of, I don't want to call them firearms, they're not firearms, but those kind of guns, they have to have an orange tip on it that indicates, you know, it's not real.
Yeah.
But what we've seen, even across the country, if people have removed the orange tip, they painted the orange tip.
I started to say.
Or you just don't notice it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I mean, you know, depends on the lighting. What if you're in the darkness and, you know, and all you see is a silhouette of a gun or something that even resembles a gun? So what we want to tell people is be conscious of that. Be aware that, you know, when you're dealing with an officer, they're going to have to make a split-second decision.
Right.
And, you know.
And you made another interesting point, because a lot of private citizens now have carry permits and, and might not have the training an officer has,
they don't have the training.
Right.
You know, we'll give you that. You know, the handgun carry permit does not require anywhere close to the training a police officer goes through.
Absolutely, yeah.
And now you add that to social media.
Right.
Once that came over the scanner, it started hitting social media.
Right.
You know, a man with a gun.
Right.
You know, all of this. So say you are that person with a handgun carry permit, and you happen to be in the area.
Sure.
It could turn bad. So what we're telling people is be cognizant of that. And as we said before, when you're dealing with a police officer, understand that you know, a lot of the encounters are not necessarily good.
Exactly.
And we want the officers to go home at night. So don't put them in a situation where they have to make that split-second decision that could injure somebody.
Exactly. That's good advice, Paul.
Thank you.
Could save your life.
Somebody.
Exactly. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me,
Paul. We appreciate it. We'll be right back in a moment, folks, with more living right after this.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com, featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
This is a tree that was never chopped down to make a crutch that was never needed. By a child who never got polio. Because vaccine was never in short supply. Thanks to people whose compassion wasn't either. Over the years, Rotary Club members have helped immunize over 2 billion children against polio. Soon, the world will be polio-free. Rotary. Humanity in motion.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
All right, folks, we're back, and there's events happening all over town, and we've got a good man, good friend, great businessman, and a promoter of all things good. With us today, Mr. David Patton, and David is out at the Bluegill Grill, and you are having a throw down, end of the season, y'all come and get it, kind of a party out there. What, Saturday night?
Saturday afternoon. It'll start late, about 4 o'clock. We have a bluegrass band, and they'll play a couple hours. Of course, we open in April, and we close in sometime when the weather changes, which is obviously, it's changing now. So this Saturday night, the 13th, we're having a very, very special band with a very special guest, Jimmy Hall, who was one of the founding members. He was actually in the Allman Brothers when they first started. He founded his own band called Wet Willie. Anybody in our genre, our age, has heard of all of his songs.
Yeah.
And he's coming to play at 8 o'clock. All day long, we're going to have $2 beers, imports and domestics. We've got $5 hamburger baskets, $5 hot dog baskets, and we're going to have a big time. We expect a lot of people.
Well, and if you folks haven't been, I know it's hard to think that somebody hadn't been to the Bluegill Grill, but a basket of food out there is a bunch of food.
It's going to be a lot of food.
You know, because every time we order French fries out there, you know, there's enough French fries for about 3 people.
Well, we serve plenty of French fries because we like the carp to keep getting larger and larger and larger. We have many over 50 pounds now, and they tell me they'll go to 100, which I've never seen a 100-pound carp. But
right.
Maybe we will eventually see one out there.
If
we keep feeding those French fries to them.
And again, if you hadn't been, the dining, one of the dining areas is on the floating docks, and you're right there, and the fish are right there, and kids just love to go out there and take those leftover French fries and feed those fish.
Well, the entire restaurant floats, and now we built a stage for the bands, and the acoustics at night are really unique because it's down in such a hollow.
Right.
And at night, particularly if it's a little damp night, it's really amplified. Not being a scientist, I'm not sure exactly how all that works, but the music is incredible. At night.
You said you could hear it all the way over to the bridge.
You can easily hear it at Awalt Bridge, which is almost 3 miles, and that's a pretty good way to hear music.
Yeah, it sure is.
Mr. Hall is bringing some incredible studio musicians that are not currently on tour with other people. He just came off tour with Jeff Beck, which is another incredible guitar icon from our generation. You know, and so we expect a really, really classy show. A lot of blues, a little Motown. He plays to the crowd really well. He's a really good entertainer. I think we'll all have a large time. I would urge people to come as many as they can by boat, because our seat capacity is about 300, and if you add whatever you can, you might get another 100, but after that, you pretty well need to be in a boat, but I expect the entire cove to be full.
Now, this is a free concert?
Free. There is no charge.
No charge for this.
This is, you know,
a celebration of summer.
We've had a very nice summer. The weather's been incredibly cooperative, as we know. We've only lost one weekend to the rain. And we just believe at the end, because we have so many nice patrons that come, and they come regular, that we need to give a little something back.
Right.
And we're going to give it, we're going to give this back.
You're going to give it back right there with this fella right here.
And now we have a second event on October the 4th that is totally charity for the Franklin County Sheriff's Department. They're putting together an honor guard. An honor guard is when you go to a funeral, particularly a veteran, they have the white guns and the very fancy uniforms,
right.
And they pay their last respects to them. They don't have a full set of uniforms or the guns. Last year we gave them a benefit. It's a fish fry. It costs $20. You can buy a ticket at the Sheriff's Department or at the Gill.
Right.
100% of the money goes to the Sheriff's Department, and we think if we have a good turnout this year, that they'll be able to finish out their uniforms.
Right, that's great.
When somebody, and as you know, many of our World War II and Vietnam people they're passing, and I just think it's just a wonderful thing to be able to just show them that last little show of respect for what they did for us.
For this country. Where we can sit here and do what we do and have end of the summer parties, and anybody can come and nobody can tell you can't. And what a great country we live in. Now I'm going to ask you one question before we go off the air, because it gets asked me. You closed the restaurant down here
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay. During the time of the year when you close down, you still sell fuel down there, don't you?
Fuel and beer and
Cokes and
snacks,
knickknacks and snacks and stuff like that. But you just don't have, the restaurant's not open.
Just the restaurant. And the only reason we don't keep the restaurant open is during the week you can't sustain it.
Right.
You could sustain it on the weekend if it was a pretty weekend.
Right.
But you just cannot staff it
during the week.
And down.
Right, I understand.
It's just not economically feasible.
There you go. So that answers that question for all you folks out there.
And believe me, I wish we could stay open year round.
Sure.
But it just doesn't work.
Well, not when it's bad business. You don't want to do it.
If you know much about QuickBooks, it'll answer that question just about in 2
Real
seconds.
fast.
Real fast. That report.
Okay, David Patton.
Thanks,
buddy.
much.
We appreciate you being
pleasure.
on. And you folks remember, that's this Saturday night at the Bluegill Grill. Go out and check it out. It's great fun and it's free. We'll be right back.
Get Fit for Life, Tullahoma. Join the Urgent Team Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall from 9 until noon. Speak to health professionals, receive free health screenings, see different types of fitness demos, and more. And this year, we've introduced green vendors. Learn about sustainable energy and recycling. Don't miss this free and fun-filled morning for the whole family. Come out and see us Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
With more birthdays, when we take cancer patients by the hand, we help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little bit of history this week with Daddy Bob Couch and Millennium Moment.
Good morning, all you wonderful folks in TV land, and thank you, camera lady and camera gentlemen, for putting a good, sharp, clear, picturesque, colorful picture on the screen. Thanks, John, for your introduction. And we're just glad to be here this morning to share with you some some thoughts that come back to mind. We had the privilege last week of taking a couple of days off and went to a cousin's reunion in Branson, Missouri. And of course that's the home of a lot of great shows, but I think one of the big attractions there was downtown. Branson's an old community, but one of the highlights of and special places that tourists and everybody like to go to, they have an old-fashioned 5 and dime store, and that's what they call it. I think Burke's 5 and dime, right downtown on the main street, which brings back a whole lot of memories about early Tullahoma dime stores. And I don't remember exactly the date, but one of the early dime stores in Tullahoma was Freeman's. Mr. Freeman had moved here from Arkansas and had his family here, and they came and he established Freeman's 5 and dime store. And I think it was in the 100 block of North Atlantic Street, a door or two from Taylor's Pharmacy, which is now, of course, the Veranda. And he had a big red sign on the front door, Freeman's 5 and dime. And then Mr. E.B. Franklin had a part of a dime store on the 100 block of West Lincoln Street, about where the Frames Bayou building is today. And he had Mr. Franklin had a shoe repair shop in there, and he sold Westinghouse appliances, and part of the store was squared off as a dime store. And you know, I don't remember, I don't know where they got that name 5 and dime store, because most everything, even way back then, was more than that. But anyway, they have such a variety of things that you need, many things you probably don't need, but household items, kitchenware, dinnerware, towels, blankets, sheets, clothes, shoes, hardware tools, all that kind of stuff that is used around the house or in business. And I'm really amazed at what all that they do have in dime stores. And then Coons came to Tullahoma, and it was in the building where Fast Jack's restaurant is today. And it was the dime store that at Easter time had colored baby chicks in their window. They must have sold hundreds and hundreds of those baby colored chickens. And it burned though, and I believe in probably the early 50s. And then around on 100 block of West Grundy Street, where the law offices of Copeland and Conley and Hazard are today, was Redford's dime store. And they had a lunch counter in there, and you could step inside that front door of Redford's dime store and you could smell real good cooking. If you weren't hungry when you went in, the aroma in there was such that you'd be hungry. And they had two little ladies in there that I think they catered more to their lunch counter than they did the rest of the store. But Redford, I believe, was headquartered in Chattanooga. But they had a big variety of good merchandise there. And then Sterling dime store was probably the largest one, and they tore out the front and gutted the buildings adjacent to, again, the Taylor's Pharmacy that was on the corner of Atlantic and Lincoln Street, and put a big Sterling's 10-cent store in there. And at one time, if I remember correctly, it or another dime store was on North Atlantic Street, next door to the old post office, what is now Total Graphics. And I think the building that it was in had been Weddington's hardware store and Tullahoma Hardware, and even before that it was, now it's Arnold's Furniture Warehouse, but I think there was a dime store there at one time. And then we never will forget Locke's Dime Store. Locke's Dime Store was next to the First National Bank on Atlantic Street, and it was probably smaller than the rest of them, but Miss Cope worked in there, and Miss Bates, and had a lot of friends that worked at Locke's. And at that time, most of the stores did their best advertising were their window displays. Of course, you don't have many of those now, but the dime stores have meant a whole lot to Tullahoma in the past. And of course, the Dollar General is here, and the Family Dollar store is here now. That's much larger than those used to be, but they still have that big variety of things and merchandise that people need. Now, this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. We thank you for watching and hope you have a real good day.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count, and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Welcome back to Living. I'm so pleased to have on the set with me Ms. Carla Bloom and Carter Sane. It's so good to see you two.
It's good to see you.
I love your names, Carla and Carter, and you're up to something good.
Partners in crime.
Yes. And you're fixing to do an event November
It's November 1st, actually. It's the 31st annual Sportsman and Businessman's Charitable Event. For 20 years, it was held at the farm in Beech Grove, and that became too much work, and we moved it to the Conference Center in Manchester about 10 years ago.
Yeah. And it's been going good, hasn't it?
It goes wonderful there. We pack the place.
That's great.
Over 500 people will be there that evening.
Wow, that's wonderful. And what all have you got to offer?
So the event is, it's got everything. We think it's the best event that you can attend as far as charitable events go. Sorry, Belle, don't want to take anything away from the Partners for Healing event that I know that is just right around the corner, but which is another very good cause. But the Sportsman event has always had a silent auction with a couple hundred items, a live auction that's maybe 30 items ranging from hunting trips, near and far, jewelry
for the girls,
jewelry for the guys too. Lots of watches, very nice watches, and other jewelry. You can get yourself in or out of the doghouse pretty quick, depending on what you buy.
With a good piece of jewelry.
That's right. So we have a couple of bands this year. We have the Stagger Moon Band, featuring one of the area's best artists, Ken Huddleston, and then we also have the Donna McCormick. No, I'm sorry, it's Laura McCormick Band.
Good.
And Laura McCormick is an up-and-coming country music artist from this area.
What time do you start?
Soft start at 5:30 at the Conference Center, which means come on, get in early, grab a drink, start bidding on.
You have a cocktail hour,
sure,
and you can bid silent auction, and everything's laid out.
By 6 o'clock, people are going to start lining up to get in there. We'll get them in really quickly. By 6:45, 7, we'll serve dinner. 7:45, 8, we'll have our live auction, and then.
Do you want to talk about what's for dinner, or does that matter?
It doesn't matter. It's fantastic.
It's meal. You're going to be happy.
The dinners are always wonderful at the Conference Center. Yes, they do
really a wonderful job.
Bang-up job for us. And
I don't know if Mike Osborne's still there, but
Mike is not.
Okay.
We have Alice. Alice Hafer is there, and Alice is doing a good job with Bart and the rest of the staff at the Conference Center. They haven't missed a beat.
Let's talk about how to get a ticket.
They can call me for dinner. The dinner tickets are $50 a piece. If folks do not want to attend dinner, they can come, walk through and look at the silent auction, bid on the silent auction stuff.
Dance.
And of course, our $5,000 reverse raffle that is historic with the group.
Yeah,
yes, $5,000. The tickets are 1 for $25 or 5 for $100. And they can call the SANE office. They can call the Sportsman and Businessman office.
Do we need to put up a phone number?
Yeah, so a couple of good phone numbers would include, for just about anything you might want, 931-728-7644.
728-7644. That would be nice if we could put that on the screen. There we go.
That's a good one.
My number, they can always reach me at 212-6045. That's my number. I handle all the dinner tickets.
Okay.
And either one of those numbers.
So you obviously need reservations for dinner. Do you have a cutoff time?
No.
We will sell out. The event will sell out.
Yeah.
So the sooner that you contact Carla, it does. It just does.
Every year. I know it does.
We sell out every year, and we're
wonderful.
scrambling for extra seats, and we're begging and borrowing from folks who have tickets. Or who may have thought they needed a full table, and we talk them into letting us seat a couple of people.
Tickets.
So we have really good success.
And just a little brief outline on what this is for.
That's what I was going to say. It's really important for us to get the word out that the Sportsman and Businessmen, we have helped thousands of families in this community over the years. We help people with who are burnout victims.
Wonderful.
We help patients of cancer. We help with a lot of medical issues that children have.
Including dental and vision.
Yeah, dental and vision. And it's amazing how many children go without dental and vision care in this community.
If there's somebody out there that needs this care, who do they contact?
So if they need help, they would contact BJ at 931-728-5048. We're in the phone book. We have been for 20 years.
They can just look up Carter SANE?
Look up Sportsman and Businessman.
Okay, Sportsman and Businessman.
Yeah, Sportsman and Business. And if they need me, they can reach me at 581-7909. I'd be happy to talk to you.
And then you probably have a process of critiquing the individuals that are asking for help.
We do, and the great thing about this organization is that help can go out within the next 24 hours if someone is in really dire need. We take each case and look at it specifically. We don't discard because of some type of issue that they're asking for. We really leave our bases open.
There's so much red tape that by the time it gets to the person, they maybe don't need it anymore.
Exactly.
Any last words? November
1st, Sportsman and Businessman charitable event. Call 728-7644 or 212-6045 if you need tickets.
Manchester Conference Center, and if they at the last minute they don't have a ticket, can they just come and walk in the door and pay at the door, and maybe there's no food, they can have a good time anyway.
That's exactly right.
Enjoy bands.
So they can,
enjoy
all right.
themselves.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
Carter
us.
and Carla, they have a lot going on in this town. We'll be back.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now Belle Royston, who is with Partners for Healing, and I would tell you what her position is down there, but she just told me that about 30 seconds ago, and I can't remember what it was.
And it's a long way. It's Clinical Resource and Outreach Coordinator, yes. Good morning, Mr. Jim.
Good morning, Belle. Belle, I know you're here today to talk about a fundraising event, which is hugely important to your organization, but first of all, share with our audience just a little bit about what you guys are doing at Partners for Healing.
We're doing a lot of good work. There are folks out there, even with the Affordable Care Act, that still do not have health insurance. And people look at us and say, but everybody's covered, but they are not.
Right.
First off, it was assumed that most states cover everybody under the 100 percentile of the federal poverty guidelines with the form of Medicare, Medicaid, TennCare. But our TennCare rolls, years ago, they were seeing financial difficulty with that, so they removed a lot of people off the rolls. If you're a single mom, single parent, and you have children, Tennessee takes care of their kids really well. And they try to take care of the parents also. Sometimes there's loopholes and things don't happen, but they try to. But there's a lot of folks, especially men under 100 percentile, just do not have health insurance.
Exactly, and you pointed that out, and that is a huge misconception that I know everybody thinks it's all taken care of now.
But it's not.
It's not.
And then the federal government was willing to help the states out and give them money to help start up, covering those from the 100 percentile to 138th percentile. Well, Tennessee did not take that expansion.
Right.
Tennessee, along with like 24 other states, did not take that expansion. So in reality, from 138th percentile down, they're not covered.
Right.
We had one of our patients go to sign up for the Affordable Care Act, and she came back, and she was just kind of ticked off. She goes, I don't make enough money to get insurance. She goes, I thought this was for everybody, but it is not.
Right.
And between 75-85% of our patients fall under that 138th percentile of the federal poverty guidelines. So really, truly, our mission is still very relevant for our community. We're still needed. There's still people out there who are working, and we are for those that at least one person in the household is working 20 hours a week. We can take care of any of the family members that do not have health insurance. We do require the work equity. It's for Franklin, Moore, and Coffee County, and so this is where our patients come from. These are people we serve. This area is like 100,000 people. Many of those do not have health insurance. That's why we're here. And we can do a lot.
Right.
Inside of the clinic, there's a lot of free labs we do. Urinalysis, blood sugar, A1C, PTINRs for those on blood thinners, EKGs. And we've got a gentleman that comes in and donates his ultrasound equipment and does free ultrasounds for us. St. Thomas comes down with a mobile mammogram unit and does free screening mammograms for our ladies. We do annual exams, pap smears, well-man exams. And then our local hospitals, all 4 of them, Harton Medical Center, Manchester United Regional, and Southern Tennessee Medical, all donate free CBC, BMP, and chest x-ray for our folks. And it's because if they stay healthy with us and come and see us, and we keep track of their blood pressure, and we keep track of their blood sugar, or if they've got allergies or whatever comes along to us that bites us where we don't need we don't need it to do that.
Right.
If we're taking care of them, we keep these folks out of the emergency room, and they're much healthier.
Right.
Much healthier. And there's many times we have folks come to us and they say, it's been 4 years since I've seen a doctor. I don't know if there's anything you can do for me.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
But and that's what you guys initially were formed for, to help the working poor, I guess.
Yes.
To obtain health care
yes.
insurance. Obviously, that takes a lot of money, and I know you guys work hard at trying to raise money to make that work. So.
It really does, and it takes a lot of money. And being a 501c3, we are a charity, formalized nonprofit. We don't charge our patients. We ask for donations. We've got a new website. It's great. Lisa Claudio has redone our website format, and you can actually go on there and people can donate money through the website if they wish to. Or they can always mail it to 109 West Blackwell Street in Tullahoma.
How do you get to that website? What is the address?
It is www.partnersforhealing.org. Remember, it's .org on the end.
Okay.
And there's a lot of information on there, including what I came here to talk about today.
All right, and that's a fundraiser you got coming up pretty soon.
We've got our annual fundraiser coming up, yes, like in a week and a half. So September 20th, there's been information out. We are going up on Barbecue Hill in Moore County. Jack Daniels has donated us the hilltop again. And we have Miss Casey Smith coming. And she will be our musical entertainment. Everything I've heard, she's great. People absolutely love her, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. And you said it's coming up on September the 20th, and tickets are? Tickets
are $65 each or 2 for $120. And the event begins at 5:30. It will go till about 9:30 at night. We've got barbecue and catfish. People come up and kind of mingle for a little bit first. You can look at our auction items. We're attempting to do a live auction only, but go ahead and mingle, meet folks. Park down in Jack Daniel Visitor Center. You'll pick up, they will bus you to the top of the hill. Mingle. Supper opens about 6 o'clock. Our live auction will open about 6:45, and then hopefully we'll be ready to go with Casey from 7:30 on. Everything we're going to have to be a little flexible with to see how it all works.
That's a beautiful place to have an event.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And we have got some great auction items. First off, you've got the view, and that's you're already on top of the hill. Sunset's about 6:47 because we looked that up to make sure people could see it, okay?
Right.
So 6:47 is sunset, and you sit out in the rockers and look off over the hilltops. And we've got there's a condo in Sandestin that's ready to be auctioned off for, I believe, a week's stay. And then Jack himself, or Jack Daniels Company, has donated to us our premier auction items, and they are 2 judging tickets. One for their World Championship barbecue and one for their local Shade Tree barbecue. That takes place in October. And so there's several different things. And again, you can find these items. Go through partnersforhealing.org. Underneath of the events tab, you'll see some links where you can go and preview the auction items. We've got a lot there, but mostly come out and enjoy. Come and see who supports Partners. Come and support us, because what we're doing is just taking care of your neighbor.
Yeah.
We may be taking care of the folks that wait on you whenever you go out to eat. We may be taking care of folks that take care of you when you go to your insurance agent,
Sure.
We're there for everybody.
Right. Okay. Partners for Healing. And visit their website, partnersforhealing.org. And real quick, you get tickets where?
You can order tickets online, actually, which is really nice, but also call the clinic. It's 455-5014. Again, it's 455-5014. You can always call if you have any questions, or just mail your check or money order to 109 West Blackwell, Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Bill, thank you so much. Good luck. It's going to be a great event.
Thank you. Oh, it's been great.
All right. We'll be right back with more living right after this.
Drill 'em at Gillum's, Tullahoma.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
All right, we're back, and it's music time, folks. It's not far away, right around the corner. It's the 41A Music and Arts Festival right here in Tullahoma, put on by this wonderful bunch of Kiwanis folks. Here's hats right here. There's shirts. And Jason, tell us what's going on.
Hey,
who all's with you today? And this is exciting. Just throw it to us.
As you know, the 41A Festival is the main fundraiser of the Highland Rim Kiwanis Club, and I've had the pleasure to have two wonderful Kiwanis members with me today. I've got Joe Hunt and John McCord.
And volunteers.
Well, of course.
Doing this for the good of the community and fun. This is a fun event. This is probably one of the best events we have around here on a yearly basis, and this is the fifth year that this has been going on. Things are going to be a little bit different this year, or I hear you're taking a little bit more territory. You're expanding a little bit.
Yeah, for the first time this year, let's start with the musical entertainment first. We've got 4 acts that have been heard nationally on the radio in the last, well, actually they're being played right now.
Right.
Our Friday night headliners, Natalie Stovall and The Drive, they played last year on Saturday night. Right. They were great, and there was just a desire to have them back for this year's event.
Good.
Opening up for her is Logan Mize, who currently has the #7 single in the country right now on Sirius XM's The Highway, Hot 45 Countdown. So we're really excited to have him. He's relevant right now.
Right.
He's going to bring a good crowd with him, and people get there early because it's going to be a good show. Saturday night, we've got Dallas Smith headlining. Dallas was the former frontman of the very popular rock band in the early 2000s called Default. He's doing country now. Default. Yeah. He's a country entertainer now, and he was just nominated for 8 CCMA awards.
Wow.
And then opening for him is Glenn Templeton, whose video for his new single, Let Her Go, was premiered on CMT just this morning. So
these are people this is not just folks roaming around Middle Tennessee. These are worldwide type cats.
These are national acts.
National acts. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
In Tullahoma, folks, do you hear that? It's going to be right here in our town.
Now, in addition to the music, we do have a larger footprint this year. We have, for the first time, 40 vendors, 40-plus vendors.
Wow.
In the past, we've run around 20 to 25. We've got 40-plus this year. We're going to have a sitting area with tables for people to go enjoy their food, so they don't have to stand up and try and figure out how to hold the food and watch a concert and hold their cup and everything all at the same time. And we're going to have a more interactive, spread out Kid Zone. The First Christian Church on Grundy and Atlantic is hosting the Kid Zone for us this year. And so it's going to be moved from the opposite side of where it has been over to the Grundy side, but they're going to host that. So in order to ensure everyone's safety, we've got to close a little bit more streets. We're going to close on Friday Grundy and Lincoln from the alley back toward the railroad tracks.
Right.
And then on Saturday, they're going to be closed all the way to Jackson. And we'll have everything filled in all the way around that little U-shaped
oh, that's great.
For the 2
That's
days.
great. You know, because years ago when we used to have the, I forget what it was called, but we
Downtown Festival.
Downtown, it was the Italian Street Fair.
Festival, yeah.
And we would have a stage up on the Jackson Street side of Lincoln. And that's the performance would be up there, and then it, like you say, it was closed all the way around, and I used to have a big time. So I think that's great that this thing's expanded to that size, the footprint size.
And we've got a lot of ancillary events that John and Joe are going to cover for us.
All right, tell us about an ancillary event. Explain that. Be Mr. Webster, Ms. Webster, ancillary.
We have a lot of other folks who kind of tied in with the festival. We have the Kate Walk in memory of Kate Bratcher.
Oh, wonderful.
And that will begin on Saturday morning, I want to say 9 o'clock. Please don't hold me to it. We have a poker run. I don't know if everybody knows about that, but the poker run is a group of motorcyclists.
Right.
And they're going to leave from the area, and they'll make a loop, and they'll come on back.
And that's a fundraiser as well, most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is.
So that's great.
Yep.
And what else?
We're going to have a cornhole tournament. The Parks and Recreation Department's going to put that on that Saturday morning. So I'm sure there'll be some things out there that the community will see about that. John, I want to say one thing. This is our 5th year, and without the sponsors that we have for this event, this is not possible.
Right.
This is an event for Tullahoma, but it's also for the money that we get goes back to the kids in this community. And I want to make sure that people realize, and when they see our sponsors, that we're advertising, that we're promoting during this event, you thank them. And without them, we couldn't do this.
No, and that's a very important thing. You know, the Tullahoma is a very giving type of community, and there's a lot of wonderful things happen in this town. And if it wasn't for the generosity of a lot of these businesses and individuals that put their money down.
That's right.
And say, yeah, let's do this. Let's make this fun. Let's make this better. Let's make this good. And you're exactly right. When all of you go into one of these businesses, or you see one of these people that's involved, thank them. You know, that's all they're asking for is a thank you. They're not asking for anything else.
Exactly.
A little bit of appreciation for helping us have a better, more full town with a lot of activities going on, and culture. This is culture. This is part of the fabric of our community.
Absolutely.
So, with that said, when is the date again?
September 26th and 27th.
And that's close. That's 2 weeks.
One last appeal. We need volunteers.
Okay.
And we've got T-shirts available, T-shirts and hats for both the festival and the poker run. You can visit our Facebook page for all the information on volunteers and the merchandise.
That's wonderful. Thank you, folks. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
This is great. And it's coming up in 2 weeks, folks, the 41A Arts and Crafts Festival. We will be right back after these messages. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them, and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street, and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
Today's Charter tip, set up your parental controls. Children don't always know what they should and shouldn't watch, but parents do, and Charter can help. Charter's parental controls are easy to set up. All you need is a 4-digit PIN. Then you can lock specific titles, channels, and show ratings. Even hide program titles and block paid programming purchases. Family protection in just 4 digits. Another way Charter gives you more. Visit charter.net/tips to get started.
Welcome back to Living. We're celebrating a really special event today, and to talk about it, I have Richard Chastain, our fire chief.
Hello.
Love you, Richard. And Winston Brooks from the city, and you're talking about 9/11, so tell me what we're doing.
Well, of course, we've got the anniversary coming up of the 9/11 events that happened in 2001, and they earmarked this as Patriots Day.
I love that.
On 9/11. So this year, as usual, we will have a ceremony at Fire Station Number 1
on Jackson Street.
613 South Jackson Street on that morning. We recommend getting there about 7:15,
to
7:20.
make sure you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The actual ceremony will start about 7:35, and we'll have a few little events and have the mayor there of
Will that
Tullahoma.
be inside or?
It'll be outside by the flagpole.
Okay. By the flagpole.
Rain or shine.
Good.
We'll be there. We'll be commemorating that event, recognizing what happened, and special memorial for the 343 firefighters that lost their lives that morning in the towers.
That's a tremendous loss to this nation, and not only just them, but families, and its ripples into the world. Winston,
this is a very meaningful
tell me about it.
way to commemorate 9/11, so the public is welcome to come out. The forecast for tomorrow morning may be a little rainy, but it's, like I said, it's still a great way to come out and just take a moment of silence and have a few of the firefighters will say a few words. The mayor will be there and have a moment of silence.
That's great. And I would say that even if you can't make it, stop a moment in your house or wherever you happen to be at 7:30 a.m. and remember these brave, brave people.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Also at 11 o'clock in Manchester on the square, there will be a special event commemorating it and also recognizing local firefighters, police officers, and emergency medical technicians as a special ceremony. So
Takes a
we're going to be attending that
huge
also.
team. Good.
Mm-hmm.
So how many firemen do you have attending?
Well, we'll have several attending. We've got one actually receiving an award.
Oh, good.
And I'm not going to tell his name.
Okay, you're going to
because
save
it's kind of
it.
a surprise.
It'll be a surprise.
But it'll be special for
Well,
him.
that's really good.
And for us, this is the first year that Tullahoma Police and Fire are both going to be recognized at that ceremony. So we're proud of that. And John Gray was instrumental in that, setting that up. So we
John
appreciate
has
him.
an eye out for what is important and what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
And it certainly is time.
Yeah,
Because I don't think we ever give enough credit to those that serve our community, that are always ready, regardless of what happens. How long have you been fire chief?
This is my 8th year.
Your 8th year.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems like only yesterday, but you've done a great job.
Well, thank you.
I want you to know I'm proud of you.
I have a lot of good help.
Yeah, you do. You have some good help.
Yeah, he's an excellent fire chief, great leader. So
Yes, he is.
Tullahoma is lucky to have him.
And you do some
And-
nice things too, Winston.
Yes, ma'am.
I know
but-
you have a few other things on your agenda.
Well, that's right. And the firefighters are going to be busy this week because they're going to be out Saturday morning at Northgate Mall, 9 till noon for the Urgent Team Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair, Fitness Expo, green vendors. And they're going to bring Fire Pup along with them. So bring the family, bring the kids.
That'll be
Yep,
fun.
And they're going to have fire extinguisher training. And then we have 40 vendors that are going to be there. We're giving away a Kindle Fire HD.
Wonderful.
Yep. And
9 to 11.
9 to 11. It's free. It's going to be it's a fun family event.
And
you
is
can-
that the main entrance at Northgate Mall? Is that what you
Yes,
said?
yes. It's actually the one to the left, just to the right of Joanne's
Okay.
Fabric. That's where the stage is located. And then it actually will go through the entire mall, but that's kind of where we start.
That's really a nice thing to do. Proud
Oh,
of
yeah.
you for
Thank
all
you.
those events.
Yes.
And I hope there's a big crowd, so everybody be sure and come out.
You know, last year we had a little competition. And we challenged
Like
pretty
that.
much anybody that wanted to come out
Yeah.
and compete against the firefighters for the Get Fit Challenge. And I happen to have a little bit of paperwork here from last year.
Oh.
I just wanted to brag a little bit about my guys and girls.
Look at that.
Team gold medal winner.
That's
three
wonderful.
events. Three of the
Three
events.
events.
The fire department smoked everybody, and no
Awesome.
pun intended. But
Wow.
we smoked
Yeah.
them.
There you go.
We smoked them so bad this year, nobody would answer the call. So we challenge. We're going to go ahead and challenge next year. Start getting ready now.
Start getting ready now. You've got a year to get ready.
That's right. The firefighters work out every morning at the community centers. If you want to come down and see your competition, come on down to the community centers and check
All
out
right,
the
they're going
competition.
to run us off, and don't forget Thursday morning at 7:30 at the fire station on
Absolutely.
Jackson Street. We'll be back.
Thank you.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has come up with a new challenge. Purchase a car from one of our 5 locations: Russell Barnett Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma, and we will donate $100 to the ALS Foundation or Parkinson's Foundation. The Parkinson's Foundation is a pie in the face. The ALS Foundation is a Ice Bucket Challenge. Come on down to Russell Barnett Automotive family.
The highest standard of excellence requires dedication and commitment. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of excellence in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Hello here. We're back on Living. I'm Marilyn Ewing. It's always a pleasure to be here. Very distinguished guest today. Something coming up in Shelbyville and Bedford County that's really, really cool. It is Stephanie Crossland with us, and also Dawn Hawley. Of course, you know Dawn from United Way, and Stephanie there with the Shelbyville Bedford County Chamber. Hello, girls. How are you?
Hello. Very good. Nice to be here.
Nice to see you both. And as I mentioned, something really cool going on. We're about ready for the big Firehouse Barbecue, and that's coming up on September 15th. Let's talk about this.
Yes, ma'am. So we have limited tickets available, but we have this annual barbecue every year. It is a chamber event. However, we do the portion of the proceeds do benefit our local fire departments. So we're very excited about that.
This has been going on for several years. How long has it been going on?
That is something we are trying to figure out, actually.
You have no idea.
I remember when our past CEO, Walt Wood, retired, that there was a gentleman that came and spoke, and he talked about the beginning of the Firehouse barbecue and the raising of the funds, because there was a family that had lost several members during a fire.
Okay.
So I know it was during his tenure,
Right.
but I'm not exactly sure when it started. So
Exactly.
15, 20 years, something like that.
Wow,
Yeah.
and going very, very strong. It is
Very
just,
You know, we sold out last year.
Yes, you did.
And so we are encouraging folks to
Get
purchase
there.
their
Come on.
tickets in
Yeah.
advance. And so we have some limited tickets available, and you can contact the chamber for those tickets.
Go ahead and give those
we
phone numbers out
certainly-
and such, because
Yes. So
you can reach the chamber at 931-684-3482.
Yep.
Yeah, drop by, see us at 100 North Cannon Boulevard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Dawn, you're the chairperson of this event and
Yes,
such,
ma'am.
you know, so I know you do a great job on everything you touch.
well, you know, I have to have a good team.
Yeah,
I mean, that is always important. We have some wonderful volunteers who are able to pull this together and pulling together some wonderful door prizes. So, I mean, we're so blessed to have not just wonderful barbecue, but some amazing door prizes donated, from local businesses.
That's right.
So we want to support those local businesses.
Yeah.
But support local events. It's really going to a great cause.
Oh,
but we have a
absolutely.
great team pulling it together. And obviously, we're having it at the Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy.
Oh, it's beautiful
so
out there.
what a better venue
is.
to have it. Very blessed to have that in our community.
Yeah, let's talk about the demonstration. What is this? Yeah, this is kind of like a putting out a fire, the proper protocol and things like that.
Well, the serving of the barbecue actually starts we serve from 5 to 6:30.
Yeah.
But you can do some of the a tour at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then the fire demonstration is at 7:15.
Oh, very good.
And so they'll do a demonstration and how to put out a fire. They have a burn building, and like I said, if you've never been on campus, to actually see some of the structures that are there and some of the training that goes on there, that is well worth the drive to
Really
Bell Buckle.
cool. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
This has a big meaning behind it because we're going to soon fall back and turn our clocks back. And of course, we're encouraged to change those batteries and smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detection, and that type of thing. And so there's kind of a message there also. I know you have props here. Let's talk about those props, girls. What's going on?
Actually, the funny thing about you saying changing the batteries, the fire department, what they do with the proceeds that are earned via the barbecue is they buy these carbon monoxide detectors and these fire alarms that last for 10 years without a battery change.
Wow.
So this is the really cool portion of that.
Very good.
And it helps out a lot of local families.
Sure.
Plus, through the state, there are ways for them to get shaker alarms or flashing alarms for those that have disabilities, which is really great. I'm very proud of our fire department.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
Yes.
they sent you a very special gift today. They wanted you to have a T-shirt.
Oh, that's for me.
Yay.
Oh, that is so cool.
Here you
Yeah.
go. Definitely want you
thank
to have
you.
that.
Thank you so much to the Shelbyville and Bedford County Fire Department. Thank you so much. That's very nice.
They're a group of great guys that really do care about the community, and it really shows when they go forth and put these in. They actually install them for the members of the community that need them. So.
They're always constantly doing something. Demonstrations, they're on display. They bring those trucks out. Kids Safety Day, that's something that you're into.
Yes.
So
they help us coordinate that event, and they come out and give kids a tour of the trucks. And so it is just a ton of fun.
It is.
So
It really
they
is.
do some really wonderful service throughout the year.
Absolutely.
It's really fun to sit in the trucks, by the way. I did that not too long ago.
Haven't done that yet. I'm going to do. Do you still get the little red hats or anything?
You
or?
can try that. Yeah, I think you can try those. Yeah, they give those out at the Child Safety Day.
Okay.
And so we must get you one, Marilyn.
I have to get a red hat. Okay.
We'll take care of you.
Both are wonderful and very instrumental in not only this event, but are a lot of things that go on in Shelbyville and Bedford County. I know that's going to be a huge one. This is coming up on September 15th. And, of course, tours will start at 4 o'clock. The beautiful Fire Academy there on Unionville Leeson Road.
It is just a gorgeous facility.
It is. It is.
We also have fantastic entertainment for that night.
Yes, we do.
Can you say it without looking at the paper?
I cannot. I'm going to have to look at Uncle
Shuffalo and his Hank Holla hooting Nanny
Alrighty then.
They were wonderful. They performed for this event last year, and it just it was so energetic, and they were so entertaining. And so yes, we have a lot planned for that evening, and we just encourage the community to come and support this event. It really supports so many different things.
Yes, it sure does. So thank you so much for all of your hard work and everything that you're putting into this, and everything you touch always is great. It's great to have, you need a Stephanie and a Dawn in your community because they are really working hard for our community in Shelbyville and Bedford County. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we again encourage those to get those tickets as soon as possible. Give us that phone number information that they can maybe acquire those tickets.
You want to do it, Dawn?
931-684-3482. It's on the screen.
Yeah.
So,
How
yes,
cool is
ma'am,
that?
3482. Call and get those tickets in advance. We really want to have enough food for everyone.
This
and
time.
once those tickets are out, the food is no, you know, I can't print any more tickets.
Absolutely.
So,
I usually get
give
there.
us a
Mom and I
shout.
get there pretty early, so we get our little plates and we enjoy that. So, and of course, she's a part of that committee as well. So she was working hard on some cool stuff as far as door prizes.
Your mother is the door prize queen.
Yeah,
so,
she does good at that.
Yeah, she does very well at that.
I really do.
She's just got the energy.
So blessed with some wonderful volunteers pulling this together.
Absolutely. And there's a big screen TV or a flat screen. There's a HD or something going on. So
yes, ma'am.
that's going to be really cool.
We gotta go pick
some
up the big
some football game tickets.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
Some great door prizes.
Yes, we got to get out of here. They're telling me to get skedaddle. Stephanie Crosland from the Shelbyville Bedford County Chamber of Commerce. Also, Don Hawley from United Way of Bedford County have been our guest on Living. I'm Marilyn Ewing. Thank you. Back in a moment with more. Stay with us.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
This is a tree that was never chopped down to make a crutch that was never needed. By a child who never got polio. Because vaccine was never in short supply. Thanks to people whose compassion wasn't either. Over the years, Rotary Club members have helped immunize over 2 billion children against polio. Soon, the world will be polio-free. Rotary, humanity in motion.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
Fast and furious, I
Fast
told
and
you.
furious. Lord knows if you live in this area, you got something to do, right?
It's happening around here, and every bit of it gets explained to you on Just Plain Living.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
I know. I do hope people are going to show up Saturday night at South Jackson for the
South Jackson or out at
music
the
from
lake,
the mountain,
or
out at the lake.
whatever
There's
they're
something going
doing.
on everywhere. But that's good, isn't it?
It is good.
Yeah, it keeps all the people out of trouble.
Yeah.
Gives them something.
I hope people will show up at 7:30 a.m. at the fire hall for the Patriots Day.
That's right.
Will you be there?
I'm going to try my best.
And we got to go because we got the
We
big
need to
X.
go, yeah.
It's time to leave, folks. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.